Hello and welcome to Fast Light Reviews, the show where we change the background up every 3 episodes. See how long that lasts. So you've seen that already, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Deadpool 2. Oh my god. So, first off, spoilers ahead. I'm going to do a quick review right now, just without any spoilers, but I'm going to go into proper spoilers. So, it's a very good comedy movie, it's a very good superhero movie. If you like Deadpool 1, you're going to like Deadpool 2. Just go watch it if you enjoy superhero films or Deadpool 1. That's all I can say. It's a really good film, it's my top 5. Spoilers ahead. So, as always, I'm going to start with the plot, which basically it's Deadpool losing everything again, this time due to the death of his girlfriend. And yeah, they play it off a bit as a joke, but it is like still it's got that like Deadpool seriousness, you know, where it's like, don't take us too seriously, but this is a serious thing. And yeah, I'm fine with that. I don't really care too much. I wasn't too connected with many of the characters that weren't like superheroes in the first one, so it didn't really matter as much to me. I felt Deadpool's pain, but like, it's not something that you feel too connected to, or at least I didn't. And I really liked the first Deadpool movie. It's one of my favourite films of all time, but I didn't feel too much when Deadpool's life fell. It was, I think it is the fact that it's a lot of comedy. It was maybe a little bit too funny. Um, but yeah, generally, it's a very good start to a story, and as I think Ryan Reynolds himself has said, you can't really do a Deadpool movie without him losing everything, because when you've got a character like Deadpool who's immortal, who, well, that's the point of it, he's immortal, he can't die, you have to put some sort of stakes in there, so you have to kill off his loved ones, or you have to threaten his family or something, or you have to do something that affects him indirectly, but like will affect him on a emotional level, and they managed to do that, I think, better than the first film. Though the first film, it's kind of odd how they did it. They did it by giving him cancer. That was kind of how they took everything away from him. Heh. Anyway, so the first section is basically him just trying to kill himself, the first act, and that's hilarious. There's a lot of, apparently there's more recorded than what was actually put into the film, more filmed than what was put in the film, should I say. And I would love to see that gag reel of just Deadpool dying in many different ways. I just find that really funny. But what they do show is hilarious. And yeah, that then moves on to him trying to find his place in the world, find his heart, find his home. And that leads him to the X-Mansion. And this is where it gets simultaneously better and worse. And by better, I mean you get more Colossus, you get more Negasonic Teenage Warhead, who I love Negasonic Teenage Warhead. It's the deadpan delivery of her performance, it's amazing. It's kind of similar with Colossus, but Colossus is kind of just supposed to be this like Russian archetype, like strongman who has a heart, and it's like, it's nothing compared to the sarcasm of Negasonic Teenage Warhead. We also get introduced to Yukio, who is an Negasonic Teenage Warhead's girlfriend, and yeah, we don't really see too much of Negasonic and Yukio, but what we do see of them is amazing, it's brilliant, and the whole girlfriend thing, they mention it once, and then they never even allude to it again, which is especially funny when you think about the fact that I believe it was Shatterstar in the comics is actually homosexual or whatever, he's gay, and everyone was thinking when they announced that there was going to be a homosexual character, a new homosexual character, they were thinking, oh, it'll be Shatterstar. That's obvious. No allusion at all to that being the case. In fact, he dies. But then you throw in Yukio, and it's brilliant. I love everything about the X-Men in this film, especially and as I say, spoilers, and spoilers. We do have a cameo from the younger version of the team, so the version from like Days of Future Past and stuff. So it doesn't work with the timeline, but we don't care at this point, do we? It's just a really funny cameo. We see basically the entire team. We see Quicksilver, we see Beast, we see all of them, Jean Grey. And yeah, that's a really amazing scene. It's literally about, like, it's a blink and you miss it moment, but it is so funny. And we also have a few other things, a few other references. There's Cerebro and there's the Xavier chair and stuff. But that all leads to the main like issue, I suppose, which is Russell, aka Fire Fist. Which leads to the main like issue with the story, which is Russell, aka Fire Fist. And yeah, he brings something to the film. Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of Russell. He's kind of annoying, and his entire arc is kind of pointless. But yeah, it's fine, and it brings us to the main deal, the thing that everyone got excited from Deadpool 1 about, the fact that we have Cable, who is amazing. The jokes about him and the jokes that he's like directly a part of are amazing. His action is amazing. The like CGI and stuff, or the visual effects anyway, that I use for his mechanical parts and stuff, and as well as like always like little electronic things, like he can pull his gun to him, like almost telekinetically, but I think it is to do with just he's got a gizmo or a gadget or whatever that does it. And yeah, everything about the performance, everything about the action, everything to do with Cable is amazing, and you will never not enjoy scene with him, especially when it's comparing Deadpool to Cable, where it's like the deadpan seriousness of Cable versus the Deadpoolness of Deadpool, and yeah, it's a very, very enjoyable everything. That all leads to the climax, which, even though I'm saying spoilers, I'm not actually going to ruin it for you. It's a really good climax, and yeah, it's just a really fun movie overall. So yeah, I think generally that's all I can really say about it. It's just such a good film. It's so hard to actually describe. It's just Deadpool. Literally the person who I went to see it with, the first thing they said when we walked out was, "That's the biggest movie of 2018." And I think that's the best way to look at it. If you're a fan of comedy, if you're a fan of superheroes, if you're a fan of like satirical like parody or like stuff like that, you're going to adore Deadpool 2. And even if you didn't see Deadpool 1, I don't think there's any issues with watching Deadpool 2 immediately. Though you can see Deadpool, the first one on, I think it's on Amazon Prime, I think it's on Netflix. Also, it's like £2 or £3 to buy in like HMV. So go get it, go watch it, and then go watch Deadpool 2. You will not regret it. I'm telling you now, you will not regret watching Deadpool 2. It's so good. And that brings me to my final thoughts. So Deadpool 2 is an amazing, amazing superhero comedy. Better than any of us that I've seen before, and especially better than all the stuff happening in DC right now. It's another R-rated success. It's already beaten, I think, Deadpool 1's box office. It makes a lot of reference to Logan, and it fixes the timeline, which you'll understand when you watch the film. So yeah, that is really all there is to say other than my total rating, and this has been really difficult because the Infinity War rating was a 9 out of 10, and I'm realising I prefer this to Infinity War, but I can't give it a 10 because that breaks the system, because it's not perfect. So I'm unfortunately going to have to give it a 9 out of 10, even though I personally think it is better than Infinity War. So retroactively, just keep that in mind. I think it's better than Infinity War. That doesn't mean you will, but I love Deadpool so much. In fact, I've got Gwenpool and Venompool. So, I'm serious. I've also got X-Force, somewhere there. X-Force, X-Force Deadpool. But yeah, before this episode of Fast Track Views doesn't become fast anymore, that's it for this video. If you liked it, like, subscribe new around here. I make videos every single week or so. And if you subscribe, you see them every time we upload them. So without further ado, that's it from me, and yeah. Bye!